drinking again. It's no big loss. I'm never drinking again with Aiden parents and Dan Ross.
Hello and welcome to the Never Drinking Again podcast with me, Dan Ross.
And me, Aiden parents.
Well, someone's hyper. Have you had a twister again?
Oh, nah, Solero.
That is top tier.
What happened was my friend sent me a Snapchat of a Solero earlier, and I immediately went out and bought one.
Does he work for Solero? Is this subliminal
So
mark?
that is how advertising affects me so badly. Not even advertising, just somebody going, I've got one of these, and me going, well, I want that now. Like a child does. It's like, well, he's got it, I want it.
Me want it. That is like top tier. Have you seen? There's like a trend on YouTube or for YouTube channels now to do like tier lists of stuff and like rank A, B, C, D of like. We should do as a future episode maybe a tier list of ice lollies.
Ooh.
I think there's definitely some listenability in that.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're doing this week. This week we are following on from last week's show, which was our Desert Island albums, and we are doing our Desert Island films.
Yeah.
5 films that we would want with us on a desert island. Again, that's the big clarification. It's not our 5 favourite films. It's 5 films that we would want with us on a desert island.
Because again, I haven't picked my favourite 5 films. I've tried to pick a really good film from like different moods to it.
Yeah. So without further ado, should we get cracking?
Yeah.
So I'll start this time. You started on the albums. I'll start on the films. So my first pick nearly made it into albums as well, but then I thought, if I'm gonna
be a fucking musical again.
Yeah, I was like, if I'm gonna have the film of it, then I don't really need the album of it, even though the songs are great. So I've gone. My first pick is the greatest film of all time.
Oh, don't be
The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, fucking hell.
It's so good.
Is it though?
Yes, but okay. Here's the important thing about why The Great Showman is so good. So, it's like a really goofy, silly film. Like it's not. No one's going to give it awards for writing the script or, So
it's shit.
No, it's campy, I would say, but
Okay.
Hugh Jackman just like fully leans into it and like gives it his all to it, and he's not trying to be cool. He's just like full on. I am the greatest showman. Suck my dick. Whereas like it wouldn't work if it was anyone who was a bit, took themselves a bit seriously or was trying to be all cool. Like Zac Efron in it, he's not very good because you can tell he thinks he's a bit above it. And it's like his bit's not very good. But when my boy Hugh Jackman's on the screen,
which is weird from Zach, considering he was in High School Musical.
Well, I think
which is the most campy, ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think even in that, he looks like he doesn't want to be there. Whereas my boy Hugh...
When he's running across the golf course in High School Musical 2, you can tell he is in the zone.
Bet on it. But, Hugh Jackman just elevates it. And it's really weird. There's also, like, very weird things I always think whenever I see it. Like, so Michelle Williams is in it, the actor.
Not from Destiny's Child.
Not of Destiny's Child. It was when I was at uni.
You really had my interest for like a split second there.
When I was at uni, there was a guy whose mom was called Michelle Williams. And so anytime I ever mentioned Michelle Williams, I had to clarify. I was like, not your mom or the one from Destiny's Child, the actor. Because she is one of my favourite actors. And she's one of the best actors at the moment.
Bold claim for someone I've never heard of.
Never heard of Michelle. Have you seen Manchester by the Sea?
No. Well, I'll tell you what, I have heard of it, and I looked her up because I'm doing a round in a quiz about people who share the same name.
Oh, okay.
I had to look her up, and I've never heard of anything she's in, or never seen anything she's in.
You're just not a refined film man like me. You should watch Blue Valentine that she's in.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It's so, it's a slog. It's so depressing and, sad.
That's not my sort of film.
But it's really, really good performances. Yeah, and she's in The Great Showman, as I said, one of my favourite actors, one of the best actors. And her character is basically the wife. Like, she literally has no individuality or autonomy of her own. She's just there to react to what Hugh Jackman was. does, and it's like, why is Michelle Williams doing this? So I always have a point when I'm watching that film, and I always say, why is Michelle Williams doing this? And that's a fun thing, when watching a film on a desert island, to be all contemplative. And the songs as well are bangers. So the guys who wrote the songs also wrote the songs for La La Land. So they got that out of the way, and they were like, let's do a good one now. No, I like La La Land. That was just a joke. But
is that a musical?
Yeah, La La Land's a musical, yeah. With Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
It famously didn't win the Oscar.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were told by the producer or director, bring me a song, and if I'm not humming it by this time tomorrow, it's not going in the musical. And that's kind of the level of song you get in The Greatest Showman. It's just class.
Because I've heard a few of the songs, because they all got in the charts and that.
Yeah.
And they're all dog shit.
Oh, bullshit. Like, this is...
I found them all very forgettable.
Yeah, but you're just listening to them, you're not seeing it. They're not forgettable, they're very catchy. I think you've got to get...
disagree.
Oh, well. You can go straight to hell. Right, what's your first pick?
My first pick. I think in all of these lists, because I normally do have my favourite of all time in there, and then I work around that. A bit like when you do like an Ultimate 11 or something, you get the best.
You've got the core, building the team around.
So it is going to be Fight Club.
Ugh. I mean, I like Fight Club.
Yeah, there's not a lot to say about it. It's pretty much ask any sort of man between 20 and 40 what their favourite film is, and they'll go, oh yeah, Fight Club.
Basic man.
Yeah.
Any cool man will say that.
It is a basic man choice to go, oh yeah, Fight Club's my favourite film.
Yeah, so you've gone for Oasis and Fight Club.
It is. I have. But it is very good. It is a very good film.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah. It's like saying pepperoni's your favourite pizza, but...
Again, like Oasis,
pepperoni pizza is really good.
I really do like them. As much as I want to like other stuff, I can't.
Yeah. I was watching an interview with... I forget his name, but he wrote on The Office and he played Ryan in The Office.
Ryan?
The American Office.
DJ Novak.
Yeah, and he was asked like who his favourite Office character was, and he's like, well, Michael Scott, but no one's asking for you to just say the main character. It's like his favourite Simpsons character is Homer Simpson. It's like, it goes without saying, which is why no one ever says it, because it's like, you want to show how much knowledge you have about the thing. So you're like, I'm not going to say this Homer Simpson is my favourite Simpsons character, even though he is everyone's favourite. You can go for like Mr. Burns or Mo.
I mean, I will also give a disclaimer with these lists. Yeah. If you ask me again in like a week, I'd probably...
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah. Well, I've written mine down in ink, so...
So mine are just on a notes app. They can...
Yeah, that can very easily be deleted. So Fight Club.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not... I think most people have seen it or at least heard of it. I don't need to talk about it for much. Moving on.
So my second choice is probably my favourite film. People have mocked me for saying this is my favourite film.
Okay, I'll get ready. I like the fact that you're already preempting and mocking.
Yeah, but it's got like the power of rewatchability. Like I've watched this about 30 times. And
tell you what, give me some information about it.
Okay, so it was on. It came out when I was about 16. It's a comedy. It's got big rewatchability. Like, I've watched it about 30 times. Part of that rewatchability is because it always used to be on ITV2.
I'm thinking Step Brothers at the moment.
No. It's British.
British.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also kind of a horror movie as well, but not really.
Oh.
I think this is key clues. If you're not getting it from that, you're not.
Nah.
The Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, yeah, of course. What? What an absolute idiot I am. British horror comedy. I can't possibly think of it.
Yeah, what? I was like...
Apart from one of the best films. Yeah, no, that's an absolutely great film.
Yeah. I was like, it's not lesbian vampire killers.
And I'm a little bit annoyed I didn't think of that.
Yeah. I mean...
I was trying to get a comedy film and I was like, oh, bloody hell.
It's one of them where if like anyone asks me my favourite film, like straight away that is the answer.
Yeah.
And everyone wants you to say like, oh, what's the one everyone says? Shawshank Redemption. I'm like, nah, Shaun of the
I
Dead.
don't actually like Shaun. I think Shawshank Redemption's good, but it's
Yeah, it shouldn't be anyone's favourite film, in my opinion. It's there's not much to say about Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, it's great. Also, I really like Hot Fuzz as well. I think Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz are very close.
I love World's End as well, which
World's End was good.
A bit more drama to it, a bit more like pathos and tragedy.
Yeah,
more grown up, but Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Shaun of the Dead for me, just because it's first and just because I've watched it more, and I think it's a bit funnier as well. My favourite line being when he's looking through the letterbox and he's like, "Oh, there's no zombies out there. Maybe it's not as bad as everyone says." I mean, he's like, "Oh, wait, no, there they are." There's like just a massive group.
That seems very appropriate, right?
Yeah, now. that's so now as well. It's like maybe it's not as bad as everyone says. Oh no, wait. I think within about a week, a lot of people will be saying that after they've had all their barbecues and parties. And I was like, maybe it's not as bad as everyone says. Oh no, lots dead. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Shaun of the Dead as well.
No, absolutely not. Good choice. I'm not angry about this one. Because when you said people were mocking you, I was like,
well, maybe amongst my like circle of friends who are really into films, they're like,
because you have said before that you like Oscar baity films, and so far you've given two definitely not Oscar baity films.
I think The Greatest Showman won an Oscar. To be fair,
okay. Well, Shaun, it's not like
Shaun of the Dead did.
It's not Oscar baity.
Nah. It was a biopic. Well, yeah, but yeah, it's not. What's your second pick?
This is almost my favourite film. It's really close between this and Fight Club as what is my favourite film. It's definitely the film I've watched the most by far, and that is Toy Story.
Oh, okay, yeah, Toy Story 1.
Yeah. It's so good, and it's not just like it's good when you're a kid and it's nostalgic value. It's a good film.
Yeah. There's no denying that. They're all. I mean, Toy Story 4 I didn't think was great, but and didn't need to be made at all. But 1, 2, and 3 are all class. Like, I remember going to watch 3 in the cinema with my mate, and we were like the only adults there who were not with kids.
And you cried.
Like, well, yeah, because it's more aimed at us. Because Toy Story 3 is about like the loss of youth and.
Well, it came out at like the perfect time as well, because it was when everyone who was a kid.
Well, yeah, so you had that.
Was now, as a young adult. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Toy Story again. It's easy to underrate how good it is.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean that Toy Story and that it changed the Oscars because they didn't want to keep nominating it for best film. So they made the best animated. Then they also didn't want to not nominate it, so they made the best animated film category basically for Toy Story.
That's interesting. Well, no, it was the first completely computer animated film.
Yeah,
and even the first one, it does look amazing.
Yeah, even from just a technical.
1995.
Yeah,
whenever it was.
From a technical achievement standpoint, they're like really good films, but even from like a narrative and performance wise,
just perfect. I love it.
Who'd have thought such a great film would have Tim Allen in it?
What's wrong with Tim Allen?
He's right-wing. Well, no, it's more that he just hasn't... I mean, have you ever watched Home Improvement?
No.
That's not very good. Which was his, show.
I just know the Toy Story and the Santa Claus films, which were also
they were good films. For their time and for their genre.
Yeah. It's hard to do a good Christmas film.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Elf, that's a good Christmas film.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some, but it's a
tough ask. So my third pick, I've gone very rogue with this one. I'm not gonna lie. Is the most recent Power Rangers movie.
What? The fuck?
Because I thought it was like the plot of the film is like a merging of The Breakfast Club and Power Rangers.
So I'm saying what, but I haven't seen it. I do really want to see it because growing up, Power Rangers was like my favourite.
Yeah, that's the thing. I love Power Rangers growing up, and I think this is a good modern take on it, whilst also remaining faithful to the original Power Rangers.
I know it went on Netflix for like a bit. I put it on my list, and I never got around to watching it, and they took it off.
Because it's like 2 hours. I think it's just about a good enough time, and it sets everything up really well. And then they never made a sequel, and that's why I'd like to watch it again, just to be like, this is why they should have made a sequel, so I can have like an inner monologue in my mind with myself while watching it, which would pass the time on the desert island. Got Bryan Cranston in it as Zordon.
What incredible casting!
Yeah, it's really. I was really annoyed that they never made a sequel to it, because I think the sequel would have been class, because they'd set up all the characters and for some reason no one else seemed to like it. It critically didn't do very well and commercially didn't do very well, but I was like, how can people not love this? It's like Power Rangers, but now there was a lesbian in it, but a lesbian.
Wasn't there always the yellow one was always a little bit, yeah.
I don't think it was ever explicitly stated in the TV.
Oh, this was like explicitly.
Yeah.
Because the yellow one was always a little bit,
They always had your suspicions. But yeah, I mean, I grew up loving the Power Rangers, and then, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I should clarify. And then, the new film came out, and I really liked it, and no one else seemed to. But I looked it online, and lots of other people who'd grown up watching Power Rangers did like it. It's just a hard, because it was really big, but only for like a couple of years. So
I wonder if it's crap if you didn't grow up watching Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think Power Rangers was only.
And watching the good Power Rangers as well, not the Power Ranger Ninjas or whatever they had.
Zeo and, Space Force. Mighty Morphin is the one. But yeah, it's one of them. Because it's the same characters from Mighty Morphin, so it's like Tommy and Billy.
Did you ever have the toys where you have all the separate vehicles and you rearrange them?
Yeah, mate.
The Megazord. Oh.
It's one of my main childhood memories is that, or one of the main childhood stories we talk about in my family is when my brother told me to ask for something for Christmas that I didn't want so he could complete his Megazord. Because he was like, they won't get me all these things, but if you ask for this, then. And I was like, no, I want Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And he's like, no, you don't. You want Power Rangers.
What an idiot, Dan. Your brother was right. You do want Power Rangers. You don't
I eventually got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. Yeah. It shot pizzas. Not real ones, toy pizzas.
I assume. Before then, you were really skinny. You got this toy.
Yeah, they're just firing pizzas at me. It was irresponsible. My mum was irresponsible, just making me listen to the Marshall Mathers LP and firing pizzas at me. It was destined for darkness. But on that cheery note, what's your third pick?
My third film, I've gone for another really popular, generally universally enjoyed film.
Okay.
In Infinity War.
Oh, okay, yeah. We were talking about this with Carl, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. I do love the superhero genre, and I was torn between this and Dark Knight, both very sort of different thematically. And I did consider putting them both in, but I didn't. I just went for Infinity War because it's just got a bit more to it.
Yeah, it's a bit more fun as well.
Yeah, that was the thing.
I think what was really hurt, the Batman films, watching them back. I mean, they're already good, but it's because so many things afterwards tried to take on that dark version of something that it's almost bordering on parody.
Yeah,
but it wasn't at the time. It was very new and groundbreaking at the time, but because so many things have tried to do it, and then so many people have taken the piss out of it now, it almost looks a bit, because it's trying to be so serious.
You can still go and admire the performances in.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Knight's still an amazing film, but sometimes when I rewatch it, it's like, oh yeah, that is a bit silly. Whereas if you just
it is supposed to be though. That's the thing that all the ones that tried to copy it and got it wrong did, is they didn't make it silly at all.
Yeah,
and they went all the dark with Dark Knight and the Batman, the whole Dark Knight trilogy. It still had quite a few comedic moments in it. It was still a bit fun. They realised that Batman is a silly idea.
Yeah.
And they still had a bit of fun with it. When what's his name, Schneider, took over
Yeah, they're
DC stuff.
unwatchable.
It was like, oh yeah, we're going to do this, and then just made it no humour in it. It was like, yeah, Superman. Why is that funny? What do you mean a man that flies has X-ray vision and laser eyes? What's funny
it's
about
literally
that?
indestructible. Yeah, Man of Steel was so bad, wasn't it? I remember being really hyped up for that as well.
Yeah, I got quite excited.
And then,
Although I'm not really a big Superman guy.
who is your favourite superhero? Mine too.
Spider-Man. I think
It's because he's a
that
nerd.
had the best cartoon as a kid. I think that's possibly.
Yeah, that or X-Men had the best cartoon.
And then obviously the first films were all
Yeah.
like the first of the new when superhero films came back. Spider-Man
Well,
with
basically Spider, yeah. Then you had the Garfield ones, which were not very good.
I really liked them as well.
The first one I liked, Amazing Spider-Man 2, I thought was dreadful.
I liked them both a lot.
And then I really liked the Tom Holland ones.
I haven't seen Far From Home. I didn't like Homecoming.
Oh, see, I really liked Homecoming and I really liked Far From Home.
I
think I probably preferred Far From Home because the villain in it was very prominent in the cartoons and had not been in a film yet. So
okay, I mean, Michael Keaton was really good as the villain. I thought.
Yeah, it was Vulture. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard though that J.K. Simmons is reprising J. Jonah Jameson?
Yeah, he's in Far From Home.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
because
post credits.
Yeah.
See,
because that's awesome. Because he made
that's his
Tobey
role.
Maguire films. He was so good in that.
It's one
I'm
of them,
not to find myself watching YouTube compilations of J. Jonah Jameson.
See, I didn't put. So one of my favourite films he's in, and I nearly put it as one of my 5, but I decided not to. You seen
Whiplash?
Yeah, I love Whiplash so much.
I haven't seen it, to be fair.
Oh my gosh! So, and if you like J. Jonah Jameson, like he's basically that, but a jazz.
Is he? I thought it was very serious and dark.
Well, yeah, but he's a dick as well. So being a dick, but less funny.
Well, that's not fun. Fun thing, isn't it?
Whiplash is really. Oh, I might watch that tonight. Like I've just started talking about it. I'm like, I might watch that again tonight. It's so good. He just starts hitting him. You know, are you rushing or dragging? Amazing. So yeah, we diverted then, but that was Infinity War.
Infinity War was my choice, which is it's just an awesome film. It's got everything. It's got humor. It's got dark moments.
Yeah, I think of the Marvel, of the MCU, that's probably the best one.
Yeah, I think it. For me, it is my favorite superhero film.
Oh really? Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be up there, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just got everything.
Everything. So my 4th pick. So my first 3 are all quite Great Showman, musical, fun. Shaun of the Dead, comedy. Power Rangers, fun. Kind of superhero film nostalgia.
Oh god, here comes Schindler's List.
No, it's even darker than that. Well, it's a documentary. It's literally the saddest thing I've ever watched. So I think sometimes you want to watch something sad, so you might as well pick literally the saddest thing ever. It's a film called Dear Zachary. Have you heard of that?
Is that a documentary? I thought that was more like a biopic.
No, it's a documentary.
That's not the one with Chris Pine then?
No. It was like made by some like indie studio, but it's become like really, really big. It's the full film is on YouTube for free. I mean, I probably shouldn't be saying that, but if you just Google it, you can watch it on YouTube for free. Basically, I don't want to give. I highly recommend watching it. So I don't want to give too much away, but basically, it's a documentary by a filmmaker whose friend died. And he starts off making the film for his friend's child, Zachary, basically as a way to tell Zachary what his dad was like before he died. And then there's some other twists and turns and things that are revealed throughout the film. So stuff happens.
It sounds interesting, but I'm not into sad stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is the saddest thing ever. But basically, he started making that, and then stuff happened while he was making the film, and then he started putting that into the documentary.
Have you seen a documentary called Tickled?
No.
So that's dark, but it's got like a fun edge to it. It's about the world of competitive tickling.
Okay.
It's really dark.
Oh, have you seen?
But because of what it's about, the documentary maker.
Yeah.
It basically all starts. This is in the trailer. I'm not spoiling it. There's a journalist who basically writes like puff pieces and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He finds out this Facebook thing about competitive tickling, writes a little email being like, I've seen this, can I, stop by, give an interview for the newspaper. And the person replies back being like really, like so homophobic towards this journalist. It's just like, what's going on? But like, it's competitive tickling. It's, as he said, it's like, it's quite gay.
Yeah.
Why are they doing be like this? So they start investigating it, and it's weird. Yeah.
That sounds like, like Tiger King, when it was meant to just be about keeping tigers in cages, and then they met Joe Exotic, and they're like, wow, this has taken a turn. This is going to become a much better documentary. But when you mentioned competitive tickling, just reminded me of another really good documentary. Have you seen King of Kongs?
No, is that the gaming one?
Yeah, so it's about trying to get the Donkey Kong world record. And it makes like the biggest hero and the biggest villain. Because there's this one guy who basically cheats, but has become like the big star of the Guinness World Record gaming community. And then there's like this humble guy who does it in his garage, and he's trying to beat him, and he keeps getting. And that's a really good film as well. Yeah.
Also, I'd just like to point out, when I said, is that not the one with Chris Pine? That film was Z for Zachary. That's
okay. So close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I've never seen it, it's not something that was stuck in my head. I'm sure he was in a film called that.
Dear Zachary came out about 2004, I think. And it's one of them. It's almost like it's always posted on Reddit, like, oh God, you've got to watch this. So it's got like a real big online following. It's kind of what made it it's more big online than it is in real life, if that makes sense.
The problem is, you've made it sound interesting, but I can't imagine me ever being in the state of mind where I want to watch that.
So I think sometimes, maybe it's because I'm just used to watching Greatest Showman and Shaun of the Dead and Happy stuff, so I need to like level myself down. And Dear Zachary is perfect for that.
But I'm sad enough in life. I watch films to escape that. That one of the films coming up, I'm not sure it quite fits the bill. But
I only really got reminded of it because it just got posted on Reddit the other day, and like some people were saying, like, literally don't watch it. Like to people, they were like, "Oh, I can be a bit sensitive," and they're like, "Yeah, please don't watch it. It's so sad." So. Yeah, that's what I want to be watching when I'm stuck on an island by myself. What are you going for number 4?
Number 4 is my comedy pick.
Okay.
And I'm going to sound like a wanker.
Is it your own stand-up?
No. Imagine that. It's unreleased yet, but...
a compilation of my own stand-up.
No, it's a film called Kirks.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know Clerks.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith's debut film. It's all in black and white, despite being made in the 90s, because it's the only camera he could afford.
Oh, yeah. No, I have heard you talk about this before.
Yeah, the whole film was made for like $1,000 or something. Yeah. It's literally like his mates, the actors, they filmed at his place of work.
Yeah.
And
it's about, he goes in on his day off, doesn't he? And everything goes to shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's also really funny if people work in retail or hospitality.
Yeah.
Because one of the running jokes, he's called in on his day off, and one of the running jokes when things are going wrong. So I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
It's so accurate if you've ever worked in a...
Yeah, if you're ever going on your day off, it's like, I'll come in, but I'm not working hard. Like, you're getting 50% of me.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not dealing with any problems.
Yeah.
It is, because it's made on such a low budget, it is purely about the script.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. It's got some of the lines in it are some of my favourite lines in any film. And I just think everyone should watch it. It's also, I think intro. If you want to like pretend to be a film nerd and like, if you're having a conversation with someone who knows about films and you feel like your depth, watch this film, bring that up, and you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So he's a big film buff, is Kevin Smith, isn't he?
Oh, he's a big like comic book.
Yeah, he nearly ended up doing a Superman film or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that'd be interesting to see.
He was a big deal, like after Kirks and stuff came out. Because
he did that, and he did Mallrats, which also got big. Because they're all Stan Lee, because that's the thing. He's big mates with Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And still, not still, but
that would be odd.
Right up until the end, because he's making a new Mallrats, and Stanley was supposed to be in it.
No, that's a shame.
But he also Ben Affleck. He kind of Spain.
Yeah.
Which so he didn't do all good things.
Yeah, he's made a few mistakes.
He gave us. I say that number 5 has got Ben Affleck in, but
is it Gigli? That was his famously terrible film that he made with Jennifer Lopez that led to them breaking.
I thought you were saying the film that I've got in a weird way.
Oh no!
I'll give us. I've said my piece about Clerks. I think everyone should go and watch it, and don't watch it while looking at your phone or anything, because it is all about dialogue and stuff like that.
Like you recommended it to me. I've still never watched it.
I think anybody in hospitality or retail absolutely has it, because it's so good on that. But I think I first watched it before I worked in the industry,
and then now it adds an extra bit of depth to it.
Watched it a few times. It's like it's so fun. It's like watching The Office. You can enjoy watching The Office without working in an office.
Yeah,
if you do, it's an extra.
Elevates it.
Yeah.
So my final pick is another dramatic film, and I've gone for Marriage Story.
Oh, isn't that supposed to be terrible?
No, it's been very well reviewed.
Scarlett Johansson and
Adam Driver. Yeah. Maybe you've heard it's terrible, but I really like it. Part of the reason I put this as well is I'm not a big fan of films just coming out on Netflix. I like going to the cinema. I think it's a nice immersive experience, and I find it hard to become invested in stuff when it's just on Netflix. But I watched Marriage Story just on Netflix and was invested in it, which I think is a good thing for when you're going to be on a desert island, because there's no cinema in a desert island. And so that gives it plus points. And it's also got probably my favourite.
I thought we were assuming that for some reason there is a cinema or a TV or something.
Well, I thought it'd be like a Netflix kind of deal, like a laptop.
Okay.
With just 5. That's what was in my mind. But yeah, so that's why
we get a laptop and a charger. Nothing else.
Yeah, but the thing is as well is if you're on your own anyway, you won't. You can still have your mind wander, whereas you wouldn't if you see them in a cinema with people in for the first time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But yeah, and so Marriage Story kept me invested despite being on Netflix, and also has one of my favourite scenes ever in film, which is they have a massive argument at the end, and it's so good because it actually seems like you're watching a real couple argue. So things a lot of films can't manage to actually do, and they just they look like they want to actually kill each other. It's class. Adam Driver just screams in her face sometimes I wake up and just wish you were dead. And it's really good. Because, the essence of drama is conflict.
I'm not going to watch it.
Okay. Fine. You do you. But yeah,
it seems very much not like my sort of thing.
It came out the same year as Jojo Rabbit, which Scarlett Johansson is also in and is also very good in. And she has
the same haircut.
She got nominated for the Oscar twice. The Best Supporting Actress.
That's good. She was good in Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I love Jojo Rabbit. I rewatched it the other day. It's still so good. So good.
I don't think it was so good. It was good.
See, I absolutely love Jojo Rabbit. But maybe that's because I'm not.
You're a Nazi.
No.
You're like, I really relate to this guy.
Yeah. It's like I've had those views as well. I didn't like the bit at the end when he changed his mind, but So on that revelation that I'm a Nazi, we'll move on to what your fifth film was.
Does have Ben Affleck in,
Okay.
and which is I'm surprised I like it.
Is it Good Will Hunting?
No,
Okay.
Gone Girl,
Gone Girl is good.
unbelievably underrated.
Yeah,
I watched it again not so long ago because I was just like, I remember that being good. I put it on. I was like, that's a really good film.
Well, I watched it when it came out and loved it, and like I've never rewatched it, and it's kind of
it kind of fades.
doesn't it?
People don't seem to talk about it, but I guarantee if you rewatch it, you'd be like, that is actually an amazing film.
I think it hurt because the book was so popular, and so a lot of people who were into it said it wasn't as good as the book.
Oh yeah, no. See, this is why I don't read
Ever.
Because I enjoy films, and everyone who reads is like, oh, well, it's not as good as the book. So I'm just not going to read books. If it's good enough, it'll be made into a film, and I'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start doing something to make me enjoy things I enjoy less.
That's very true. Trying to think if there's anything where the film was better than the book.
I think Fight Club.
Fight Club, yeah, that's the famous one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone. Some of the Harry Potters, I think the film was better than the book.
Well, I thought the books weren't very good at all. The films were slightly less crap.
The fuck you say?
I'm just not. You know what it is about Harry Potter?
What?
Actually, I think I would think they're like all right and pretty decent, but because some people are so mad about them, I then
I know what you mean. It's like you deliberately don't want to be into it.
Yeah, like, I don't want to be associated with them. I get the same with Rick and Morty. I quite liked Rick and Morty, and now just like I don't know if I can enjoy it.
Yeah, I felt
everyone
exactly
associated
the same
with it.
With Rick and Morty. Like, has there been 4 series or 3 series?
I think they're on series 4.
Yeah, so I haven't watched any of this because I got so tired.
It is coming to Netflix this month, and I probably will watch it.
Yeah,
it's like I don't want to be associated with those people.
Yeah, who like harassed McDonald's workers for Mulan sauce.
Yeah, Mulan.
And then, and also if you watch Community, it's a very similar style to Rick and Morty. But I think the writing's better on it as well.
I don't know. There are some very clever Rick and Morty. I know there are very clever Community episodes as well. I did genuinely really enjoy Rick and Morty.
Yeah. I sometimes
people got involved.
It can be. Sometimes I felt with it. It can be like the same joke over and over again. Like, hey, I'm diddle-a-doo, and I diddle-a-doo. It's like, yes, very funny.
Yeah, those are only in certain episodes where that is kind of the joke. However, one seems the same.
Yeah, but I get the feeling that like it wouldn't be as good if Dan Harmon wasn't involved because it was Justin Roiland's idea, and he seems a bit of a he seems a bit of a knob in my opinion, and I think Dan Harmon is like, oh, you've had this one good idea, I'll kind of basically do everything for you.
Yeah, I think they work well together.
Yeah.
Because Justin Roiland's very good at the improvisation parts.
Yeah, I don't think he is good at improvisation.
I don't know. I quite like. I can't remember what they call it when they watch the TV in space.
Oh, when they got all the that's
like it's very much improvised, or mostly improvised. I think I really enjoyed that the first time I watched that.
Yeah.
But yeah, again.
So, Gone Girl. It's weird because Neil Patrick Harris is in Gone Girl.
He is?
Like, just randomly. I'm like, what's Barney doing in this film?
No, the weirdest thing is Tyler Perry's in it. As like
yeah. Tyler Perry's
that is like proper acting, like good acting.
That's mad.
Yeah.
And when the reveal of it is really good.
Oh, just the way it builds up and everything.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Sweet. So
I've got 2 Fincher films in my top 5 there.
Why don't you marry him then?
I would.
I would if I could. So yeah, that is our Desert Island films. Go back if you haven't already and listen to our Desert Island albums, which was last week. And
which I think might include some more sort of left field stuff because we've chosen pretty much most things we've chosen are like universally either known or said to be good.
Yeah, except for Power Rangers.
Except for Power Rangers and maybe Kirks. Not everyone's heard of Kirks.
Yeah. Or Dear Zachary. No, we're well left field. We've
maybe introduced people to some.
We're the coolest people alive.
We are.
So yeah, listen next week to hear our TV.
Well, I would not be the coolest person alive.
Yeah, neither will I. Mine are very much the same kind of shows, but
mine is just no one else in history would pick this. It's ridiculous. It's stupid that I've said it.
Okay, so that's going to be the trailer for next week.
That's all to look forward to.
Yeah, but for now, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
Have a good week, suckers.